Okay, so I am going to be kind of showing you guys these swivels that the instructional coaches just got for our building. The district had them too, and then the instructional coaches requested building ones so that we could check.
Staff, please pardon the interruption. The swivel camera training is in the commons at this time. Once again, the swivel camera training is in the commons at this time. Thank you.
There you go. Welcome. So we have 3 in the building that we can check out, and you can check these out from the instructional coaches. Can everybody hear me okay, or do I need to use, okay. You can check these out from the instructional coaches. She's working on getting a 4th so that maybe we have at least 1 per academy type thing to be able to use these devices. So they look like this, and that's what I have hooked in over here. I'm recording this presentation. It's part of my master's program. I'm given some tech sessions. So as you see, as I'm moving, you can watch the devices following me. And so it's nice when you're recording, if you're going to record yourself teaching in the class, you always...
Staff, there's a correction. That's in the Arts and Communications SLC. Once again, swivel camera training is in the Arts and Communications SLC.
It's in here.
We're the wrong one.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him. No, just let it. It's fine. Just let it go.
Yeah.
That's why we needed the announcement. Another one. Thank you.
Okay, so these cameras, I don't even know where I was at this point. So if it follows you around using these markers that I'm wearing around my neck, and actually this marker has a microphone in it as well, so you don't have the issue as the farther you move away from the camera, the less sound gets picked up on the iPad. So the student's going to be able to hear you talking. Several different ways that you're going to be able to use these devices. Maybe you're recording yourself teach as part of the, and the name just escaped me, the impact cycle that the instructional coaches have been pushing out about recording yourself teaching and reflecting on those lessons. I've used them before at a prior job to record my accounting lessons for the day if I knew I was going to have several students gone for an event or something. So then the teaching could move on even without that student there, and then they could still get the instruction and go back and watch the video later. I know some of you have looked into kind of the blended learning or the flipped classroom type scenarios, so maybe you start to build yourself a library of lessons, especially if you have some lessons that are big ones, and when kids miss them, they miss a lot. Just some of those bigger concepts. And so you can also, we just discovered this yesterday actually, as you were downloading that app, and if you haven't got a chance, it's in your app store, it's the Swivl, it's spelt like that, up there in the upper right hand corner that's up on my screen. It is the app that has a black background and kind of a light green or turquoise S. That is the teacher version. Sign in takes like literally 30 seconds. You can connect your Gmail account, your @gt.gckschools account, connect that if you'd like, or your school @gckschools.com, whichever one you prefer to use to hook in your account. You can do that from your iPad. As with anything, the iPad version is going to be a little more limited in options. You're going to be able to record and go back and see some of your videos, but it's really on the computer version that you'll be able to edit the videos once they've been recorded. And so the feature that we just found, when you go into and download that app, you'll see a S plus student, Swivl plus student. And so it went blank. Oh, I had, Trista, will you open that student app for me? So the student app is nice. Swivl, you can buy extra markers. They're kind of pricey to buy extra markers, and then you can actually set these up in little pods of conversation. So if you're wanting to record student conversation during the lesson as well, you can. Or you can have the students download this app, and it actually record their faces as well, record the conversation as it's happening. That way you can go in and check on individual groups later and see how did the conversation go, because we are only one person, and so sometimes we want to be able to peek in on other groups to see, well, what did they discuss, and maybe grade based on their smaller group discussions.
So they can use the app without the...
Yes, they would not, so the app would pick up the sound in the microphone. Right now with the free version, you can only hook in one extra device to record. We're looking into the pro version that allows you to connect in up to 5 different devices. It has a cost to it, so we're looking into what that would be, what that would look like with multiple teachers in the building using it. So are you in? So when you hook in, it's wanting to record. Let me turn off the tracking. There. I don't have the Apple TV in here, so when you go to record, so what's it doing over there? It's showing me. No, that's you.
It's recording. I mean, I'm down here in the corner, but it says it's recording.
So I wonder why the screen's all big and black, though.
I know. So does it distract
Can you show me
students?
what the app looks
I
like?
guess. I didn't know if maybe that it would show me,
That's what
you
I
know?
downloaded.
Like we had a big lecture room.
No, that's not it.
Hello?
Oh, this is the teacher one? Oh, okay.
Students, could you please discuss with your pods?
It's black and blue. And then I'm having a discussion with my group over here. Okay, so so then you stop.
What your video is going to look like from the student perspective and then my perspective. I guess. I didn't know if maybe that it would show me, you know. And then over here in the lower right-hand corner, that's where I'm going to be able to toggle between cameras and turn on or off somebody's mic. So I can turn off my mic and just listen in on one student. So you're not picking up all that extra feedback as well. That's one way you could do it. We were talking about if we only have the 2 cameras or we don't have the upgraded subscription options, you could put one camera on your board and then one camera on you so that you're picking up your sound, but then the student can see your board at all times, because we are moving around the classroom a lot and it's not always going to show what's showing up on your screen. So that is the Swivls. To check them out, the instructional coaches will have those. They just want to sit down with you really quick to make sure that you have all of the connectors and the app and everything ready to go. And then after you've sat down with them one time, you should be able to just check it out quickly as you need it. Yes, ma'am?
If we were to be interested in getting one like for our department, how much do they cost?
It depends on what you go through, but we do have a rep who was able to get us a discounted price, but it's about $700 for one.
They are a pricey device.
And then how much is the pro thing?
They're about $700 a device.
We're still asking questions about the pro thing because I got one price from her, but Swivl advertises a different price, and we're not sure if that's one per person or for the site. So we don't really know.
If they were one per person and you were to do something for your department or create an account for your department, then you would be able to share lessons with each other and help evaluate each other's teaching that way, or just, you know, Ms. Schneider teaches a killer lesson. How about we go and I'm going to watch that to see how that looks. So maybe I can start doing that myself. And that's kind of one of my visions for this too, is to be able to start building some professional development lessons for us. So if you do miss a PD day, but there was a session you really were interested in, it'd be awesome to record those lessons to be able to go back and see them later. But really for the student's perspective, record a day, record a lesson that you want students to be able to have access to at all times, so that maybe they can go back and reteach themselves in some ways and see that.
And if we want to use it in class, do we need to get parents' permission to record their kids?
Recording kids, I think it's the distribution of it is where things get a little iffy on recording students. They all sign those waivers at the start of class. I would assume that if you're going to be posting this somewhere for others to see beyond yourself, there would need to be some sort of permissions. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Just double check that that's in place, right? Because the students do have to do that at the beginning of the year, so just double check that that exists in case there's somebody in your class who doesn't have that.
And you don't have to have on the tracking too. You can just wear it for the microphone. I can turn off the tracking, and so you could set it at the back of the room so it's just showing the backs of their heads too, if that is a concern. But then at least it's picking up the microphone piece. Just to be on the safe side. I'll follow up on that and see if I can get an answer for you for sure.
Because I'd rather send out like a permission form, so that way I have.
Well, at the beginning of the year in the student paperwork handbook, or the paperwork, they sign a waiver saying can they be a part of video, pictures, all of that.
Is that listed in Skyward? Can we check to see, or do we have to go down to the office and have them look up?
It used to be listed in Skyward.
Is it
It used to be. I don't know whether it still is or not. It used to be.
I can explore too on that. Mr. Rollinger.
So does it have a or something that you can add for your students that aren't there to watch?
So that's a good question. So there are a couple of ways you can do this. You can download it, and there's a link that you can share with students so that they can watch. You could also put them onto your computers and upload that link. Like in Classroom, I can upload full like the full videos into Classroom, and then they can just watch them there in that library. I've created like a Google Drive folder and dropped the files in there, so then students just go to that Google Drive folder to see the lessons as well.
Back to the permission thing. Is that part of the AUP that they sign?
That's not part of the AUP. It's in the enrollment forms, yeah.
Do some people then opt out of that?
There are students that opt out of.
So we would have to find out if
Yes.
we have it.
How do you know who's opt out of?
That's what we're trying to see, if there's a way in Skyward to see that.
Like for the link ramp, I'm sharing with my coach. As a rule, it doesn't get shared out unless, but I suppose, and I've just told the kids this is for a thing I share with another teacher. And so far it's not been an issue, but.
Yeah, but even if they put the camera behind, if someone turns around, that's
I know Miss Lynch is having that issue because she's had to record herself for some lessons of kids looking back, and we're trying to look into some ways that maybe just quickly you edit out that little section or some way to prevent that from happening. Pixeling out their faces, yes. Some way of doing that. The Halloween masks, yes. Do we have any other big questions on the Swivls? I just wanted to be able to show them to you guys, know that they're there. It is something that really, once you get to play with it and see the options, everything is stored online. Like, as you can see, I recorded from my iPad. It was instantly uploaded onto my computer. It is a good thing to know that you wouldn't want students to use their cell phones because they need to be on Wi-Fi to be able to connect in and upload. Yes.
So if you want to check out or try out, talk to the coaches?
Yes, if you want to check them out or try them out, then you're going to talk to the instructional coaches in the library. Thank you guys for helping me out with this.
Thank you.